I'm Nick from the Produce School, and today I will showcase you the difference between different type of tech house basses and show you some tips and tricks how you can improve your own bass lines. The focus is heavily on the new modern tech house trend with artists like Max Styler and Chris Lake leading the way. The sounds that I'm using in the video are from our new After Hours Tech House pack, and if you're interested in checking that out, go to the link in the description. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. So as you can see, I loaded a drum loop pattern already where I will put all the different bass patterns on, and this drum pattern sounds like this. Really simple driving tech house pattern. The first bass I want to show you is one of the most used at this particular moment, and it's the offbeat bass. For the whole video I will be using 120 BPM, and let's now dive into the sound. For the offbeat bass I will be using this bass called Technology. Very gritty bass line. Then in the piano roll you search for a note that has enough bass, body and character. I mostly always end up in the range around E and G, as I really like it. And then instead of letting the bass hit on your kick, you simply place it on the offbeats. So like this, and then you can just copy it throughout the track. It's really simple and straightforward, and together with the drum loop that will sound like this. Already sounding nice, but the thing with these offbeat basses is that if you would just simply use it like this without any modulation, it would sound slightly generic quite quickly. So the thing you can do without changing the bass rhythm is linking the velocity to the cutoff. And let's now bypass, for example, the resonance automation. So now if you press a note harder, the cutoff will open up more. If you would listen to it now, new accents on the bass notes will actually kind of shift the groove a little bit. As you can hear, there are really a lot of variations you can apply to this, and that's really the key to using a simple bass pattern like this, but still using it in a way that it sounds interesting to the listener. You can also link the velocity, for example, to the resonance, basically to any creative parameter you can think of. So that's it for the standard offbeat bass. And next up, I'm going to copy this to the next pattern, which is called offbeat variation. And it's really similar and basically almost the same. But for this pattern, you place some notes in between. So you're not doing a full like 1/8 fill of the bass, but you just shift some notes and add some notes. And that can also introduce some more harmonics. So an example would be to add a note on the first hit and put it 1 octave higher. Let's increase the velocity a little bit. Then for example here you would place a note in between, add some velocity. Let's just keep it like this. So you're basically adding 4 notes, but it gives a whole different vibe already to the track instead of just using the standard offbeat bass. So it's really worth to note that taking a bass line in this particular genre that's really trending right now is really a matter of small adjustments that make it a good bass instead of just a normal sounding bass. And then the last variation would be a completely filled 1/8 bass, and since the bass is sidechained to the kick, it will still not be completely audible, but it will be more of a driving groove, and it's really easy to show that as well. So instead of the offbeat notes, you just place them like this. Let's now drag down the velocity for all of them, and that would sound like this. Sounds a bit more glued together, but also takes more room in your mix. So this is definitely just a musical choice, whether you just want the offbeats and leave all the room for the kick, or you want a more glued together cohesive sound. And same for this bass line, you can also add a lot of variations. So basically really slight variations on the offbeat bass, but it's really worth, since they all kind of evoke a little bit of a different feeling to the track. to having a bass like this sound really good is, first of all, choose a good sound, and second of all, don't ignore the little details that will really make the difference in a bass line like this. Next up, I'm going to show you the gliding legato bass, which is more of a mopey dynamic kind of inspired sound. And for that I will use a different sound, which is this bass, which is 303 inspired, called bass filter. For this bass line, make sure you have mono legato turned on with some portamento time. So for a bass like this, you're going to kind of jump between octaves, add glide notes in between to get a really like glued together but groovy sound. And what I would recommend is to first kind of lay down the foundation and from there start adding the octave jumps and adding the glides. For example, if you use this as starting point, it's musically correct, and then you can just see what would fit in between these notes. So I will show you that. As you can hear, it really quickly turns into that really distinctive bass line. So let's copy it and see what it sounds like, and then maybe add some more adjustments. Already sounds pretty nice to me. Could try some more variation. So for this bass, I can only recommend to not immediately start switching all octaves, but first get kind of the main bass laid down and from there start switching it up. So I can showcase it one more time just to make it clear. So for this, it was just the best to showcase that kind of just trying different things, different glides is the best way to end up with something that sounds both cool and unique. And for this, again, it's also really important that your sound fits this type of bass line. For example, this acid is both really bassy in the low end, but also really crunchy in the high end. And if you have a bass that's too much sub-focused, like totally cut off on all the highs, this will basically not work as well. Like you will still hear glides, but to really achieve that sound, the sound you choose is also really important. Last up, I want to show you that you can also use more sustained basses, create that A-B response as well. For that, I will be using a more sustained bass from the pack. So the thing is that you can, for example, add just a really deep sustained bass as the first hit. And then you can kind of create a rhythm that interacts with it. And for this, then it's really nice to play around with an automation on that filter. And a bass line like this is really straightforward, as you can see. It's also a really effective way to leave more room for more drums or a little top element that you want to add. And I really like the way this creates a kind of answer and response, which basically across all genres is always a musical theory that just works really well. Okay, so that was it for the basses today. I hope you guys learned something valuable from this video, which first of all is that you shouldn't overcomplicate this genre. Focus on a good sound and don't ignore the little details on your bass lines. As I told you before, the sounds in the video are from the After Hours Tech House pack, which you can check in the link in the description. There's both samples, presets, projects and more. So if you want to check that out, head over to the link in the description. For now, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in the next video.